Namaste. Hello. It's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And it's my honour to be here sharing with you today. It's Monday morning here. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. And I'm very excited. Good morning, Valentina and Maureen. Namaste to you both. Hi Diane. I've got one of my drums here I'm going to play at some point during this connection, so I will know when. I will be inspired to. Hi Jackie and Donna. Melissa's here. Hi Linda and Jermaine. Asha, perhaps? Perhaps meaning, I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly. Hi Michelle. Hi Lisa. Hi Angela and Dina. Mary's here. Lovely to see you all. Thanks for stopping by. Extra special welcome to our Temple of Balance patrons, our Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. You help me be able to bring these sorts of videos to you, so I'm very, very grateful. So what I'll be doing, if you're new to watching, welcome. If you are new, let us know. I'm going to be using my Speed of Light Oracle cards here. And I'm going to be pulling one card for Monday, one card for Tuesday, and one card for the theme for Monday and Tuesday. I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you. So just take on board what feels right for you, what resonates with you, what seems like I'm talking directly to you, or things that are relating to you and your life right now. You can take those things on board. Anything that doesn't resonate, just let it go. It doesn't matter. Because this is such a vast general reading for a lot of people, it's most likely not everything will make sense, and that's okay. Sometimes though it does, and sometimes I find that some of the guidance shared will be like really powerful for us, and then other times we connect and it won't have such an impact, but it's okay because we do hear what we need to hear, and someone else may have needed that other guidance and information. So hi Kathy, says she's new here. Welcome Kathy. Hi Deborah and Christine. Sandra's here from Washington. Hi Neil, sorry. I saw, maybe I need glasses. It looked like an eye there, but Nell's from Washington as well. The state of Washington, I think they're two different things. Anna feels emotional. Yeah, just take some nice deep breaths, Anna, and I trust something shared will be helpful and help you. You know, it's not a bad thing to feel emotional. I think sometimes we kind of reject how we feel and think that we should always be calm and happy and joyful, but we go through our moments, so let's ride the wave. I'm looking now for the best card for Monday the 9th of October. So Monday the 9th, and I trust 100% that I will find the right card for the majority of us, which will be this. Monday the 9th is here, and we've got Sensuality, which is a featured card. So a featured card means that there's extra information here on this box to follow, which says that Dolphin has additional insight. Breathe deeply and choose a random card. So I don't think much about it. I'm just going with this, which is Sacred Haven. So we've got these two cards have come up for Monday the 9th of October. Interesting combination actually. So what I'm going to do is look at these individually, and then we're going to look at their relationship together. So this is card 46 called Sensuality. It says love, breath, relationship and passion. It talks about breathing life back into ourselves, breathing passion back into our life again. It talks about reinflating ourselves if we've been feeling deflated or flat or unmotivated or not very interested in our life at this time. So Monday's going to be very favourable to breathe passion and love and life back into ourselves. Whew, the sun just came out very brightly. So how might we do that? So we might look at our relationships, and these can be relationships with anyone. A relationship to me is just simply a connection with another person. So it could be a lover, it could be a family member, a friendship, but our relationships around us will help reflect to us our own issues and what's going on for us. So, for example, I've noticed when I notice a lot of communication issues with people around me, and I look back at myself and I think, okay, how am I reflecting this communication issue out into my relationships? And I look at how I am lacking in my own communication with myself. And when I face that and really look at that honestly and release whatever I'm holding on to in that area, it actually helps mend those communications in these relationships. So everything that's reflecting in our relationships will somehow come back to us. Sometimes it's not necessarily what we see in that person, but what the reaction is that's stirred within us. So pay attention to your reactions, pay attention to how you feel in what's being reflected to you in your relationships. Breathing passion back into our lives. How can we do that? I feel I want to talk about noticing what's not working, what flattens us, what's deflating us. Is there a situation or a person around or something that we're dealing with at this time that's making us feel really flat or pressured? How can we sort that out perhaps, look at it from another angle so we can shift that or shift our issue with that so we can breathe new life back into ourselves? We can work with the power of our breathing and take some really powerful deep breaths and feel ourselves fill up again with life force and oxygen, and feel ourselves up, our bodies up with this energy. We can look at perhaps starting a hobby or something that brings about a sense of passion or a sense of purpose in our day. So if you're feeling a bit bored with life, how can you bring some more passion in? Can you take yourself on an adventure if you're in a position to do that? Can you start a hobby? Can you learn something new? These sorts of things help revive us and help give us a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose again, which is what this card's about. The other card here that came up for Monday is card 5, called Sacred Haven, and the key words say gratitude, connect, reflect, and stand still. This is talking about stopping and counting our blessings, especially on Monday. Stopping, standing still, smelling the roses if you like, and really noticing what is working for us. So let's look at the things that are working, the things that are flowing well. Sometimes we spend way too much time focusing on the problem or focusing on what's not working or what's not happening or what's not going on yet or those sorts of things. So this is about a shift in perspective and looking at what is working, what we can be grateful for, and what we can be genuinely grateful for. You know, I've said it a few times, but if we're just if we're practicing our gratitude, if we're going on a rampage of gratitude and we're not feeling it genuinely, then it doesn't have the positive effect that feeling genuine appreciation does. So, for example, if I'm going on a rampage of gratitude, if I'm wanting to tap into that grateful energy so I can notice what is working in my relationships and what is working in my life, then I might open up my journal and just write down everyone in my life that I feel grateful for. Now, if I get to one person that I'm feeling a bit funny about right now, and there's some issue or some uncomfortable energy between us from my perspective, because you know I can only speak on behalf of myself, then I will actually skip over that person and then look at what my issue is and shift that, and then practice the gratitude when I'm feeling it genuinely. There's no point pretending to be grateful. So if you're struggling to start with your gratitude, then perhaps just get down to the basics, like being grateful for breathing, being grateful for waking up today, being grateful for the food you have to eat, or the clothes on your back, or the roof over your head, and really think of it in a simple back to basics, survival kind of space. And then expand your gratitude from there. So just when you're practicing your gratitude, I really encourage you to make sure you're practicing it in a grateful way, a genuine way. Genuine gratitude is what I'm trying to say. So really feel it genuinely, and if you can't feel it genuinely, then break it down and get simpler with it, and look at just the simple things. If it's one thing that you are breathing, that you're alive and breathing right now, if that's as simple as you can get to feel it genuinely, then work and focus on that, and then it should expand from there as you allow yourself to expand that. So let's look at these cards together. I feel like this is talking about being grateful on Monday for our special connections and relationships with other people, the important people in our life, and really practicing gratitude for these people. Now, I'm always a big advocate of, if you feel grateful, if you're feeling it genuinely, then tell the person. So don't be afraid to say that you're grateful, or thank you for doing this for me, or thank you for this, or whatever it might be. So make sure you tell these people, express your gratitude when you feel it. You never know if that person might really need to hear it at that time. So I feel simply as a relationship, these cards together is about practicing gratitude for the special people, the important people in your life, especially on Monday. So notice them and practice that gratitude if that's something that inspires you. So I trust that resonates, all that talking. Okay, let's look now for the best card for Tuesday, the 10th of October. Tuesday the 10th. And I trust that you're feeling well and things are flowing well for you. And if it's not a very good space for you right now, then then just remember to be gentle with yourself. Don't be too hard on you. Okay, the best card for Tuesday, the 10th of October, I trust, is this card here. Tuesday, and we've got card 26 called Filters, and the key words say belief, cancel, delete, clarity and awareness. So this is talking about being aware on Tuesday especially, so keeping our awareness, the cat's being funny. So being aware of what's going on, being aware of what we're thinking, what we're saying, what we're doing, the actions that we take on Tuesday. Oh, the cat's knocking everything over, especially on Tuesday. So this awareness may simply be all that you need to hear for Tuesday, but there's another element to this card which talks about clearing our filters. So clearing our filters means clearing away or being aware of our limitations, our beliefs, the old programming, the fear, the insecurities, and these sorts of things. Oh, pause. She's trying to play with me. And these sorts of things that might be holding us back or holding you back at this time. So being aware is going to be really important, to be aware of what is holding you back and looking at clearing those filters, clearing the way you're perceiving things so that you can step further into your truth, but step further into clarity. So by being aware of your filters means, like an example, I guess, that relates to this is when we wear or put on rose-coloured glasses and we see things as better or brighter or what's the word? More fantastic. That's not the word I was looking for, but it's the word that comes to mind, than what things really are. So when we wear those rose-coloured glasses, then it's like we're seeing things through filters of those rose-coloured glasses. So we see things in our life, they're kind of distorted based on how they come through our filters. So what we're perceiving is distorted either in the good sense or perhaps the not so good sense based on our filters and what glasses or what have you that we might be wearing and how we're perceiving and seeing things. So on Tuesday we're guided to be aware of what's going on, be aware if things seem too good to be true or if things seem worse than what they probably really are. and look at clearing our filters, the limitations that we hold, that are holding us back, that are distorting the way we're perceiving what's happening in our life. I trust that makes sense. I feel like I've explained that in a really roundabout way. But basically just keep aware of what's going on and what's going on within you and how you're perceiving and seeing things on Tuesday. You might not see things in the honest way that they are, or the simple way that they are. So if things are being blown out of proportion, step back, be aware of what's taking place. I trust that makes sense. Can't see me, maybe I can later. Have we got a issue with our connection? Perhaps, not sure. I feel this would be a great time to use the drum, and then I'm going to pull a theme card for Monday and Tuesday. So let me just move over a little bit here. So let's work with the drum to help. Now, if you've got something pressing that you would like to connect with as I play the drum, then please keep that in mind. So if you need some healing or some strength or some support or just some calmness or contentment or stabilizing your energy, whatever you might specifically need now that's important to you, then please trust that you will receive it from the drum as I drum. If you're not really sure or you're feeling okay right now, I'm feeling that I'd really like to drum to ground and anchor our energy into this moment. So that means instead of overcomplicating things, let's bring things into the simplicity of now. Let's reconnect with the power of our body, the power of our breath, and the power of this moment, instead of getting too far ahead of ourselves or blowing things out of proportion too much. So that's going to be my intention, but as I say, if there's something more pressing for you, please trust that. I'm just going to drum, take some nice deep breaths, and at the very least, just listen and let the drum sound work through your body and do what it needs to do. And if you want to, you can go on a little meditation or let the drum carry you somewhere that you're inspired to go. So take a nice deep breath. And if you're feeling particularly mentally active and there's lots going on in your mind right now, then just take a few extra deep breaths for a little bit longer. So enjoy. Take your deep breaths. Just bring your attention to your body. Imagine your body is an empty cylinder and it's being filled up with light, with energy, with love. Breathe it in and trust that you will receive what you need. Take another nice deep breath. I think I've got a delay. No, I might not now. Take a nice deep breath and just let that energy settle. So this is what I would call anchoring or integrating the energy. Sometimes actually when we get very active mentally, when our mind thoughts are very active and we're thinking a lot, especially thinking things that are pointless or thinking negatively or living in stress and fear mentally, it actually creates a very top-heavy aura. So all our energy from our body comes out from our body and feeds our mind energy around here, and we become very top-heavy, if you could see or sense the aura. So then it depletes our body of energy, so we become very exhausted and drained when we're extremely mentally active and have been for a little while. So doing that little exercise, like what I've just done there, just focusing on your breathing, bringing your attention to your body, feeling the weight of your body, connecting with the earth and the ground beneath you. It doesn't matter where you happen to be on the floor. You could be up in an apartment, it doesn't matter, but feeling the weight of what's under you, that helps bring your energy back into your body. So back from your mind energy and down. It doesn't mean that you're bringing your stresses and negativity down, you're just bringing the energy, help balance you. So it helps give you a better perspective, because when we're very active mentally and we have strong negative mind thoughts that are going on, a lot of stress in our mind, that's also what affects the filters and how we see things playing out. You know, when we say something to someone and they totally misunderstand, or they blow it out of proportion, or they're not seeing it from the perspective that we've shared that, they've seen it through their filters, so through their issues and through what's going on for them at the time, and we can probably relate to that as far as us also seeing and reacting to someone else's words that they've said in a way that they didn't intend. So all of that, that's what I'm talking about with that card I pulled for Tuesday, the filters card, is that we distort what we see in the world based on our limitations, our beliefs, our old programming, our fear, our insecurities. So it's important to spend time, if we're noticing a lot of distortion in how we're seeing things, to spend time being aware of what's going on, releasing our limitations, facing them genuinely, and letting them go, and returning our energy back into our body. So rebalancing ourselves, if that makes sense. So thank you. I trust you feel a little bit better. I'm now going to pull a card for the theme for Monday and Tuesday. So I think of the theme card as tying these days together and helping us see the bigger picture of these particular days, Monday and Tuesday. So let's have a look and see. I trust that I'll be drawn to the best card that's the most help for the majority of us at this time. So the theme card is this. Here. Oh, what a nice card to get after those couple of intense days. So this is Butterfly card 6, and the keywords say heart, opening, freedom, passion, and action. This talks about opening up in the heart. Now, if we're very mentally active, like I was just talking about, and we have a lot of stuff on our mind, we're going to be our mind thoughts and our thoughts are going to be very dominating and very consuming as far as our day-to-day stuff and what we go through in our day. After that, doing that bit of drumming, it's actually perfect timing that this card came up, because it talks about being in that space of being grounded or anchored, not so mentally active, but actively bringing our energy back into our body and being aware of what our body's doing and the weight of our body and these things I talked about, also brings our energy down into our heart. And this talks about Monday and Tuesday being very favourable to sit in our heart, open our heart, and let ourselves move forward from our heart perspective. If we move forward from our head, mental, negative mindset perspective, then we are going to distort things and have misunderstandings, and we're going to be probably trying to swim upstream and trying to control things to turn out a certain way. When we're in our heart, we're trusting in that flow that I've been talking a lot about lately. So Monday and Tuesday is very favourable for opening up in the heart, trusting in how we feel, and moving forward from that perspective. So these remind me of yacht sails and the wind pushing the flow of our life, pushing in from behind, and we being kind of glided and flowing with that movement from our heart. There's a lot of action in this card, so it talks about very favourable energy for moving forward from our heart. And we will find that when we're in our heart, when we sit in our heart, when we live as best as we can from our heart space, we will find that things seem to flow better for us. There's less resistance to our heart like there would be if we're very mentally focused and mentally trying to move forward. There's a lot of resistance from that space, I've found, and a lot of disjointed movement, a lot of obstacles that we tend to have to face when we're mentally moving forward. When we're in our heart and moving forward, there seems to be less effort that's needed. It's not as hard a work as when we're coming forward from our mental space, from that lower mindset. I'm not saying that we're immune to obstacles or challenges when we're in the heart, but they're easier to deal with when we're in the flow, because we deal with the facts as they're presented. We're not thinking ahead or worrying about what might be from a mental perspective, but we're in the heart, we're in the moment, and we deal with the facts as they're presented. And then we shuffle around the obstacle, and then we just keep moving forward. So lots of flow, lots of action, lots of movement as we sit into the heart. If we stay heavy in our mind, we may find that we don't feel this. We might feel resistant and tired and like we're always walking through mud, and it's very draining on us and on our bodies. So if at the very least of something that you can gather from this sharing today is to be aware of what's going on in your mind, and be aware really actually of what perspective or position that you're sitting in. Are you currently right now in a very mentally active space? Are you stressed out? Are you pressured? Are you worrying a lot? Are you assuming the worst? Are you thinking a lot about the future? Are you thinking a lot about the past? Are you feeling physically drained and completely out of balance and exhausted and can't seem to get enough sleep? Can't focus properly? All these sorts of things are signs that you're very mentally focused and in a very mentally consuming position at this time. And it's not a bad thing, so don't be hard on yourself if you recognize that you are. But be aware that you are, and take some steps to bring your energy back into your heart and into your body. So to do that, I find one of the best things to do is take some deep breaths, but to imagine that there's a comfortable chair in your heart, the most comfortable chair you could imagine, and that you imagine bringing your energy down and sitting and laying and relaxing in your comfortable chair in your heart. And doing that, you might have to do that many times a day, or for a few days, or for a little while, to reprogram yourself to live from your heart instead of living from that very mentally active negative mindset. Sometimes we're going to have to deal with stuff that pulls us into the mind, so if we become aware of it, then we can take steps to sort things out and come back into our heart and into our body. So exercising, looking after our body, self-care are all great ways to sit in the heart. So think of when you're in the heart space, you're connected with your body, you're in the moment, you're feeling rather than thinking. There's a big difference, although a lot of the time when we're very mentally active, it will sweep up and entangle our feelings with it, so it can be very difficult to decipher the difference. But there is a difference between being mentally active and being in a space of feeling. So when you're in a space of feeling, then you can feel your way forward. What else can I share that might help? Grounding, doing physical things can help bring your energy back into your body. You don't have to do formal grounding things, like some people will tell you to go and I don't know, do some visualization. All you need to do for grounding is just get physical. So it could be cleaning, cooking, walking, exercising, gardening, creating. Anything that's physical, a physical activity, is a way to ground yourself. So just bring your awareness more into your body if that's something that is important to you, that you've been thinking about lately, and see if you can sit in your heart and move forward from that space, especially if you've been struggling lately or if you've been dealing a lot with a lot of negative mental activity. Bring your awareness back into your heart. You have a choice. You have a choice whether you let your mind thoughts rule you or whether you step back in control or back into the driver's seat of your life. So if your worries are in the driver's seat and you're sick of being in that space, take some steps to shift that. I trust that makes sense. I feel like I'm talking a lot. Like a prattling on. So thanks for watching. I trust that makes sense. Today I've used my Speed of Light Oracle cards. There are 55 cards in this deck. When you buy a deck of cards, just check on the card amount, because a lot of the big companies are sneaking in smaller and smaller amounts of cards. So if you see less than, well, these have 55. If you see less than 44 or 40, then, just really think twice perhaps before investing in them, unless you know about the deck, because you should be able to work with a deck of cards that has a decent amount of cards in it. So just look at the number before you buy on the box. But they're my Speed of Light. They are available on my website if you want to work with them or learn more about them. Thank you. Tomorrow is the 10th of the 10th. Cat's tail alert. The 10th of the 10th, which means it's our next public healing event, which means I'll be back here streaming in about 23 or 22 hours from now for our healing event. So that means I'm going to be streaming for about an hour, and we're going to be doing really intense healing stuff. We're going to be shifting, we're going to be creating some energy for you to receive, and then joining together to send energy and healing and love out around to others and the planet. So I do these once a month, and the next live one's happening tomorrow. Look at the events tab if you want to clarify the time for your time zone, and if you miss it live, then you can catch the replay later. So that's in less than 24 hours. I'll be back to share with you for that. If you want to learn more about the work that I do at Temple of Balance, I've written 11 books. I've got a couple of card decks out. I've got pendants and meditations and art and ceramics and crystals and lots of different things on my website. So have a look if you would like to work with the resources that I create, and work a little bit closer with the energy at templeofbalance.com.au. Thanks for connecting. I really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to, and if you'd like to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. So thank you. Have a fantastic Monday and Tuesday. I'll be back to share with you tomorrow for the 10/10 healing event. So thank you so much. I'll be back to read all of your comments when I get back on my computer in the next few minutes. So thank you so much. Sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Namaste.